I think, the role of MP or actor, comedian, singer,
They
performer,
cross over.
they really cross over.
Hi, I'm Sophie, and this is Party Games, where I play games with politicians. And I'm joined here today by the lovely Anna McMorrin, Shadow Minister for Latin America and the Caribbean. How are you?
Hi, very well, thank you.
No, thank you so much for coming here. So thanks for taking time out of your busy days to play Snakes and Ladders. No, it's not a world away from Parliament, snakes, people climbing up ladders.
Really familiar.
I had to make that joke. Okay, so I will let you be red for Labour. I'll be Tory blue.
Excellent.
And I'll let you go first.
Okay.
A good one. Okay, so fab. So first I want to ask you, Anna, so let's take it right back. So how did you get interested in politics? What was it when you were a child?
When I was a child? Well, I grew up in a family that wasn't particularly party political, but very political. My dad grew up in South Africa. In South Africa, and then he moved to what was then Rhodesia. So he was amongst the anti-apartheid movement, very involved in that and very outspoken on that. My mum grew up in North Wales, so they were both really opinionated.
How did they meet?
They met in North Wales, actually. My dad was teaching in North Wales, and that's where they met. Yeah.
So very opinionated growing up.
Very opinionated.
Influenced you, and then did you always want to study politics? Or how did that go?
No. So what did I do?
Close to the ladder.
Ooh. So I studied French and Spanish. Rubbish. And then I speak French and Spanish. Oh. And then I went and did a postgrad in journalism at Cardiff.
So you could have been on this side of the table.
I could have. That was great. I loved it. But that was just before devolution, and I helped campaign to get the Senedd, the Welsh Parliament, introduced into Wales. So I was part of that campaign. And worked in Brussels a little bit, lived in Madrid for a little bit, moved back to Cardiff and got involved in the Welsh government and climate issues. So I was actually campaigning for a pressure group, Friends of the Earth, Friends of the Earth Cymru. We did a big campaign which was taken on by the Labour Party, who won the elections in Wales. And then I was asked to come and deliver this climate campaign as a policy in government. And it's a bit different between campaigning for something and then actually delivering it in government.
Oh my gosh,
so that was
must
great.
have been...
That was great. Nope, missed the ladder.
Close. Close. It must have been nerve-wracking. I mean, were you always like a public speaker? You obviously have to do it quite a bit now.
I do. Yeah. I have to do quite a bit of public speaking.
And was it something that you found easy to do to start with?
No, I think you kind of gain confidence. I think it's not I think it's rare that you're naturally good at, you're catching me up.
I know.
I think it's rare that you're, sorry, there we are.
There we go.
Rare that you're actually good at public speaking. I think it's a skill that you learn, and also you grow in confidence as you do more of it and build up.
Staying with you. Okay, so tell me more. What I wanted to pick up on is you obviously said that you were doing environment and climate targets. So tell me how your passion came for climate and environment.
My passion came for climate. Well, doing this, I think, and working in the Welsh Government, being able to deliver change, deliver cuts in emissions across every department. That's what we did. Worked together with UK government, Labour at the time, and then helped to bring about that eventual Climate Change Act, brought in some really exciting policy in Wales, led the way on the carrier bag charge, the duty on that, which Wales was the first.
Okay, I'm going to let you have
another go. Okay.
Oh, a 6. Woo. Okay, I'm going to do another quick one. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm not quite sure. Another 6. So I wanted to ask as well if you could tell me a bit about the influence of your dad in, especially your environment.
Yeah. So my dad spent, before I was born, he spent in the 60s, he spent 2 years in Antarctica. Oh, I'm on the ladder.
As soon as you start talking about your dad, opening that.
It's in the stars.
Can you give me some luck?
He was in Antarctica for 2 years with the British Antarctic Survey. In the early 60s, it was just men because women weren't allowed, if you can believe it, until the 90s to overwinter in Antarctica. But he was looking after them, the other 11 men, in terms of safety, because there were lots of, as you imagine, they were left there literally with no support for 2 years. Well, they all were doing a project called the Larsen Ice Shelf, which is, if you think Antarctica is, if it's like a hand, we've got peninsula coming out. The Larsen Ice Shelf is kind of, it's this bit here. And they were doing some of the mapping of that. That is all gone. Since he was there, it's crumbled away completely. And that's been in the last few years. It's completely gone. But he was also mapping different areas. He mapped a glacier, which is now called the McMorrin Glacier.
Oh, after your name?
Which is amazing.
That's amazing.
It's after him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was pretty amazing.
How about you? I know that you recently went on a trip of a lifetime.
It was amazing. I never thought. So I grew up hearing all about this with my dad telling stories about his time, because I think it really shaped him. And I think being somewhere like that for 2 years would shape you. So he'd always told stories, things like being out in a little boat. He was on his own just fishing. Suddenly there was about this little splash by the side, and up comes this big eye right next to this tiny little wooden rowing boat. But it just literally looked at him directly in the eyes, and then just went silently under the boat and off again, and just went off. 5.
I'll do it for you.
Amazing.
Yeah, tell me more about what the trip was like and how you enjoyed it.
It was part of the Environmental Audit Select Committee, and we are doing an current inquiry into changing Antarctica and the relationship between Antarctica and the UK. So we were fortunate enough, a few of us, to be able to get down on the Sir David Attenborough ship, this massive science vessel that's owned by British Antarctic Survey that is the envy of the world, to go down on that. So we went down on Boxing Day to the Falklands and then sailed across, taking 4 days over to the Antarctic base. But we could see, coming around to Marguerite Bay, I was up on the bridge with the captain early in the morning to see if I could see the McMorrin Glacier across the way, and he pointed it out so you could just about spot it in the distance, which was incredible.
It must have been quite an emotional trip in many ways.
It was.
Yeah. How did you find that? I mean,
it was incredible to be there. Obviously, it's a very different place to the one my dad visited, 60 years ago. And he's not around now. Unfortunately, he died just after I got elected. But I did feel he was kind of with me on the trip, which was nice. And I went into, obviously, there's not many amenities there, but there's a building, which is like the common building. They have a little library and common room in there. And I went in, I was told, go and have a look at the logbooks, some of the logbooks there. You might find some reports from Stonington, which is where he was based, which was about 40 miles away from there. And so I pulled out the logbooks for the dates that he would have been there. And there were his reports, typed up with a little manual typewriter, signed by him. And then there were some drawings of maps and some photographs that I'd never seen before, because they were the original photographs that he,
Oh my gosh, I can't
that was
imagine
amazing.
how special that'd be. I'll move you along too. We've already...
Okay, that's 6. Oh, right, I shouldn't have
so
done that
you'd
one.
already
Damn
got
it,
the 2.
damn it.
Tried to sneak in the 6. I see you, I see you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch up.
I'm catching up.
I'm
You
on the
are
same
catching
line
up.
for once,
You
for a
are
while.
catching
It's taken me some time.
Oh, there we go, another 6.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
We've got our first snake.
So that'll teach me for trying to cheat.
So let's go over to being an MP then.
Yeah.
You've had several different roles during your time. International development. Oh, you went backwards, but I can allow it to skip.
Did I? Oh, sorry. Should we go that way?
Yeah, go on, Bess.
There we are.
You did miss the snake, so
I'm only one
you're only one behind. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ta-da!
It's the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've had several different roles as an MP. International development, shadow justice team, working with victims, and now Latin America and Caribbean. Can you take me through some of those? I'm for. How was international development to start with?
I mean, that was fantastic. So that was my first role under Keir, and I was delighted to be in that role. I focused on the Middle East, which was a huge issue.
Oh, so close.
Yeah.
I should have accidentally moved you back then. Me just cheating straight out.
A focus on the Middle East and lots of the issues that were surrounding the Middle East at that time, so a couple of years ago. A lot of work on Syria and refugees and the trouble that we had with aid, trying to get across some of the crossings there. So I was really pleased to be able to achieve some of that. Actually, that was great. No, how is that possible? This is what it feels like being a Labour politician. You get up and then you get up, and you get up, and then you get up.
Okay, you can go again. Let's see if we can get you back up.
Okay.
6. Okay. See, rolling a 6 is good, but that 6 keeps getting you the snake. I'm just hoping to get the 65 ladder.
Yes.
So obviously then you had shadow justice team. You were working with victims. Again, it's quite intense, difficult work.
That job is probably the most intense job I've ever had. Working daily with victims who are on the,
Oh, we're okay.
Seeing things change. It's the victims of our criminal justice system, our broken criminal justice system, that many of them would say,
see ya.
No way. Many of them would say that going through the system was worse than the actual crime itself. So, that was heartbreaking to hear some of their stories. The family court systems, which is absolutely broken, which we must fix. Perpetrators abusing their victims again in the family courts, and that's behind closed doors. So really heartbreaking to see some and hear some of that, but really rewarding to be able to fight for them.
To speak up and be the voice in this place. I did forget to move forward last time, but I'll do this one now.
You know that. You could just go straight down here.
I know, exactly. And then you can overtake me and get this.
Yeah, go on.
So now Latin America and the Caribbean.
Oh. You won.
That is the game. There may be many snakes, but there are often ladders. I wanted to ask you, out of your fellow colleagues in Labour, if any of them were going to quit the party and become, let's say, a comedian, who would it be?
A comedian?
Yeah.
There's loads, to be fair. I think, the role of MP or actor, comedian, singer, performer, they really cross over. I don't know, I want to say someone like Wes Streeting or Angela Rayner.
We're all going to be watching Live at the Apollo one day after. What would you do? I'm guessing if you were to quit, you'll end up being a dog trainer. I know that last year,
dog trainer,
in the Dog of the Year MPs contest, you came second.
What an amazing job would be to be a dog trainer or just a dog walker. I don't know. I do miss my animals when I'm here. So my children, looking after them.
Thank you so much for joining me
Thank
for a
you
game
very
of
much.
Snakes.
I loved it and well done. I'm not sure how much cheating went on there. But...
No, neither do I. But I know I didn't cheat my way to the winning, so. Okay, well, thank you so much, Anna. This has been Party Games, and this has been a win for Sophie and a loss for the MP. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.